Hello there. Welcome to an art tutorial focused on transforming line drawings into vibrant, three-dimensional creations. This process can make a flat line drawing practically leap off the page. To elevate your shading skills, we'll focus on three crucial elements: pressure control, smooth shading techniques, and a deep understanding of how light behaves. Let's break them down. Pressure control. Realistic shading involves creating a spectrum of values, ranging from light to dark. Mastering pressure control is the key. The tutorial suggests practicing by shading from one end of your sketchbook to the other, gradually increasing pressure for darker values. Another exercise involves dividing a long rectangle into squares and filling them progressively from right to left, starting with the darkest and working toward the lightest. The goal is to develop muscle memory for consistent pressure throughout your strokes. Smooth shading. Shading smoothly is an art in itself. Eliminating major gaps between strokes is essential. The emphasis here is on keeping those strokes close together to avoid the dreaded dark stripes and maintain a seamless appearance. Understanding light. Arguably the most critical aspect is understanding how light behaves. Understanding the basics of light has brought clarity to the art of shading. Knowing where to accurately place light and shadow is a game changer for creating realistic artwork. If your pencil is too sharp, dull it down or use the side of the lead for thicker strokes. When tackling larger areas, ditch the traditional writing grip. Instead, adopt an overhand grip and pivot from your elbow and shoulder for longer strokes. Realistic shading hinges on knowing where to place light and shadow. The tutorial provides insights into direct light, reflected light, coarse shadows, highlights, and midtones. Let's apply this knowledge by shading an apple together. Without relying on reference images, we'll draw from our imagination, actively considering how light behaves. Begin by lightly sketching the apple on your canvas. Imagine the light source is from the top left. Mark it with a small sun or flashlight. To create a cast shadow, use a ruler to align its length with the light source and the edge of the apple, ensuring it sits on an imaginary table. Draw the table's edge behind the apple and erase unnecessary lines. Draw a long oval shape where the lines touch the apple. This establishes the boundary between the light and shadow sides. Considering the apple on a white table, add a core shadow, emphasizing the darkest section where the apple meets the table. Gradually shade the shadow side. Incorporating a range of tones. Soften transitions between areas to avoid harsh edges and mimic a matte surface. Experiment with the brightness of the light side, shading the entire space uniformly. Blend the two sides seamlessly and introduce midtones to enhance the apple's roundness. Complete complete the drawing by using an eraser to create a highlight. This hands-on approach to shading reinforces the principles of light and shadow. Exaggerate values. Pay attention to outlines, ensuring they blend with shading or erase them gradually. Ideally, start sketches lightly to avoid visibility in the final drawing. If initial sketches are too dark, consider shading a dark background until they fade. Visualize the ball having two distinct sides, the light side and the shadow side. At the edge of the shadow, there's a crucial element known as the core shadow, a dark strip that adds depth. This core shadow is most visible, contributing to the ball's three-dimensional appearance. Highlighting two types of light, direct light and reflected light, reveals the nuanced nature of shadows. In this context, the core shadow becomes less noticeable, demonstrating that shadows are rarely uniformly black. Furthermore, the position of the highlight can shift depending on the viewer's perspective. For further practice, set up objects on a table under a single light source. Observe the interplay of light and shadow, drawing the scene with organized precision. Experiment by turning objects to study them from different angles. As we conclude this comprehensive shading tutorial, I hope you found these insights and techniques valuable for elevating your artistry. Remember, mastery in shading comes with practice, so don't hesitate to dive into your sketchbooks and bring these skills to life. If you've enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful, please consider showing your support. Give this video a thumbs up if you've learned something new, share it with fellow artists who might benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll stay tuned for more in-depth tutorials, tips, and creative insights. Your engagement and support fuel the creation of more content like this. Thank you for joining me on this shading journey. I look forward to seeing your artistic endeavors flourish, and until next time, keep creating and exploring the boundless world of art. Like, share, and subscribe for more enriching content.